Well, what am I up to today?
Matron, take them away.
And a warm welcome to one and all. If it's your first time here, I'm the big fella Scruff. Sitting next to me is the wild wonder Wink.
I'm not wild.
Well, why are you not wild? You bloody are. Fuck's sake, we haven't even started the video and you're at it already.
It's Lucian's birthday in 2 days.
Well, it's not my bloody birthday in 2 days.
Oh, it's only 4. Don't be mean.
It's horrible. Stinks. It's my grandson. It's his birthday. He's 4. Well, I'm going to go one better and do 5. What's that mean? I'm going to look at 5 charts all at once because that's stupid. Am I stupid?
There's no answer to that one.
Yes, it is. It's no, you're not. You're the love of my life. I want to have you every 2 minutes. No?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
sometimes.
Hold on.
It says Joanne language.
It's all right. It's your card. You can buy him what you want. Little shit that he is. But he bleeds me dry, the little swine.
No, he doesn't. What, Centre Parks?
What was I saying about bleeding dry? Have you ever been to Centre Parks? For those in England, they'll actually know how much that place costs. Fucking fortune. What have I got to take him to Centre Parks for?
You promised.
I didn't promise Jack. Oh,
You promised Leo.
I promised I'd kick him up the arse, but I haven't done that yet either.
You did promise Leo.
No, I said I'd take him to Disney.
Oh, that's even worse.
Oh, no.
Centre Parks is a cheap deal.
Okay. Right, let's have a look. So, if you haven't been here before, it is a trading channel. It is real life. It's not like any normal channel that'll just show you the glitz. And, oh, look at me. Look how well I'm doing. Look at my Lambo. Yeah, look at it. Well, I've got a second-hand car. I've got a normal house. But I've got a better wife. How's that?
Oh, what you are after?
Sex?
I shouldn't have said that.
What do you think I was after?
I thought you'd just be nice to us for a change.
Oh, well, isn't that not being nice to you?
Yeah.
Yeah. See how sheepish she was? Yeah. Obviously don't ring your ding-a-ling, do it? Will you ring my ding-a-ling? Go on, ring my ding-a-ling. It's Friday. Go on. I'll be no then.
The thing is, I don't know the answer to you because it's always like...
You know, I'm the easiest person in the world to please. You get my coffee, because we all know Scruffy likes his coffee. Stick him in front of his computer or the telly, because it's obvious. You've got to have Star Wars on the telly, by the way, boys and girls. Look, Boba Fett. Because it's good escapism, and I need my toys, because I've got my toys. And I was happy. Because even my notepad, they bought me a new notepad. Because I'm old, and I still use pen and paper. And my notepad is Star Wars. See? Very easy pleased. Eh? Honk honk.
Honk honk on you, here we go.
Right. Chart. Say. This is a live chart. It's running right now. I don't do retrospective charts, and there's an easy way to spot a trader that's not. There's the odd one or two, but mainly if they've got a trading view on, clock the date at the bottom of the chart and see if it lines up with when the video is getting released. If they're in sync, good lad or girl. If they're out of sync, they're full of shit, right? And unfortunately, that's the way it is. This is the chart today. You'll see it's Friday, the 2nd of June at 9:05 in the morning, and you'll see that down here. Okay. Now, I make a strength sheet up every day. And what the strength sheet does, it tells me the movement of the market. But it also picks out what markets are going to be pretty good for the day. Now, it's actually picked out 5, of which 4 are ready to rock. The USJPY is an odd one. If you look down on my rules, you see that I normally have it for the New York session. I don't like really to trade it early morning. My go-tos are kind of cable and euro dollar, and then the DAX will run right through the day. It's quite a good product. And then the fifth is the market pick, which is based out of this. Now, there's two versions of market pick on this. There are the majors, which are here. They will move every day regardless of what the strengths are. So if something comes in here, that's a good contender to watch. And if it's in there as well, it is definitely a contender to watch. Okay. So what we can see at the moment is the strongest is the Aussie. The weakest is JPY. And there is a huge gulf between them. But what we also have is JPY losing ground, and we have the Aussie gaining ground. Right, well, this starts helping understand what's going on. Now, sometimes you can misconstrue this and sort of think, well, hang on, if the Aussie's screaming up and that's going down, surely you're going to buy the Aussie. Not necessarily. What it can be is the final flush. But what it does do is it starts highlighting levels. So if you can see, it's screaming into a level, and everything else is telling you this can probably be selling. That means it's going to push up into that level, stall, and then come away. So it gives you a good place to place an order. Okay, so that's kind of what we're looking at here. Up here is just the basket it picks out. I'm only really interested in the top line. So it's the Aussie pitched against the JPY and the Aussie pitched against the US. That's how that works. So that's the strongest. They're the strongest. And you're going to pitch them against what's in here. So that's like the base, if you like. And then the rest of it, as you can see, is just sort of little scribbles that I make to remind me what my rules are. So that's what that's all about. So if we just shove that to one side for the moment. Now, I also tell the guys constantly in the squad what I'm up to. Now, that's done through sort of ideas of the week, where I'll put videos up of what we're looking at. I did that one for Malcolm last night because he was looking at US 100. If I'm going to market, I'll do another breakdown like this one, where it's pound dollar. And they can keep an eye. They can also see that sheet as it goes in. So the sheet I've just shown you went in before 9 o'clock this morning, so they know what's happening over the course of the next hour. So that's me being accountable to the guys. So what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at selling this thing. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put in what's called set and forget orders, because I'm going to put, well, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 markets ready to go. And they're all sells. So this one, we're going to do a candle count backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to be kind of putting an order in around this area. So let me just drop that in for you. So drop that in. And we're going to drop that in. There we go. Now on the sheet, it's telling me it's a fair trade. It was also telling me to wait, which is why I'm putting it low down, because I want to see if this particular level is going to hold. Now, if it doesn't, it's got quite a ways to get up to here. But there is another way you can see how far it'll stretch up. Now, if you drop this back to the hourly, you can have a look at certain criteria. This move hasn't finished. You can see it's still in sort of motion. Now, in a situation like that, what you have is extensions. So where do you get your extension from? Well, if that's in motion, you can't draw a fib on it because you need 2 fixed points, but that's finished. So if you get a fib extension from the top, or the bottom to the top rather, pull it back, it'll show you the stall points, and like magic, There's your stall, and sure enough, it's stalled. There's the next stall. So this level is probably the one. All right, so that's what we're banking on. Now, how do you target this? Well, you can target it in numerous ways. It's a fair trade. It's not bad. So what we're going to do is we just target them down midway into this. Now, you can do this as well. You can go, okay, well, if that level's holding, we know this started, what started there, came down, pushed up, came down. The initial burst started here. And as long as it doesn't break through the top, that's probably where it's coming. So we can put maybe a 20 pip order onto that one. All right, so we'll leave that be. Okay, so what's next? So we're missing the USJPY out because that's a no trade. The other one is this. Let's have a little look, see what this one has to say. Let's flick that over. Now this is, again, it's a sell. Now drop this out to the hourly. You see it's come down, it's screamed up, and it's gone for a retracement of 100% of that move. Okay. Now, if it's stretching up, which it is, and it's starting to roll, where would it possibly go to? What would be a half decent move? Okay. This could be quite difficult to work out. So the base of it was there. It started probably there for that drop. Pull across. That means it could easily stretch to this point. Easily get to here. Okay. But it's running out of steam. So where would be, so if that's the upper point, we need somewhere for it to turn. Extension. And I'll explain what I'm doing in just a second. So it's actually not a million miles away now. That is a completed leg inside of this move that's in motion, and it's the last sustainable leg. See, that's okay, but it's just like a bump in the road, whereas that was a sustained amount of selling, and then it picked up and moved up. Now the actual true point it got to was there, highlighting this area. So it's actually in and around that. So what I could do with this one is I can put the order underneath this candle. So let's look at the 15-minute. Starting there. So I can put an order there to get down back onto this red line. It's like 13 pips, and if it's pushing heavily down it would be there, but that's the safe play. Okay, so it wants to be on there. All right, so we'll do that. Okay, so that's that one. And what we're going to do with each of these orders is we're going to trail the price. Now, I'll put this into 4, but at least you can see where we are and the mechanics behind it. So that's them to USD. So the next one is cable. Now, cable again is a sell. How well are we doing with this? Well, it's rattling around this level. Why would it be a sell? Well, there's 3 stages to a fib movement. There is the drive, the consolidation, and then the explosion. The explosion on this one looks like it's coming backwards on itself. So from top to bottom, put an order on there to get down into these. So get that order in now. So I'm going to drop that onto there and put that order in. Okay. So that's there. All right. So that one's a relatively simple trade. And then finally, we have the DAX. Now again, this one was on a colossal run yesterday, had a good sell-off, and then it boomed up and is now hitting this level here. Seems to be stalling in and around this level. Put 5 minutes on, you'll see. It's had to try to push down. It's come up, we've got small candles, and it's rejecting there. So we're going to put an order underneath it because I don't want to be dragged in early. But this one, I'm going to put multiple orders in. And what I'm going to be doing is being very, very conservative with it. So 10. 20. Just bear with me. All right, so let's open these all up so we can monitor them all at the same time. Now the whole premise of this lot is the same structure points, same criteria, apart from the DAX, because the DAX is probably the most volatile. So I've broken that one up to push down. There. Okay. There we go. All right, there we are. 4 charts together. Now what we're going to do is we're going to trail them on 15-minute candles. So just turn that to 15-minute. And what that means is every time a 15-minute closes, I'm going to pull up behind it so we can keep eye on what's going on. Why 15 minutes? Because it gives me time to be able to read what's going on in the markets. When I'm dealing with multiple assets, I want time to see what I'm doing. Okay. Right, that's set up. We'll run all 4 and we'll see what happens at the end. Okay guys, I need the camera to go into a meeting. Now, I'm not overly too concerned about this at the moment. It's not, well, it's not the best situation to be in, but it's not the worst one either. It looks bad, but because I've got everything broken up, I'm still under my maximum position size across the board. But we've got all the signs of the profits coming in. Now that'll run down into here, which it's on doing now. This one's running down into there. This one's showing signs to run down into there. The worry one is this, and I'll tell you for why. Because it's been on such a royal run going up, it has the signs to slow down. But at the same time, the DAX is, well, we nickname it the widow maker, because if it decides that it's on a run, it's on a run. However, it's not at the highest barrier yet, which is why I've broken these into £2 positions. It means I can switch them on and off as I need. And then that enables me to do this. So as you can see, I've been getting a reasonable amount of money out of the DAX already. So I've got 603 quid here to play with from this sort of 12:30 yesterday. So really, when I look at all of this red, if it goes, well, let's just say it goes tits up, I'm only really looking at about a 200 quid loss, which in the grand scheme of things is next to nothing. So what we'll do is I'll come back to it this afternoon. Everything's in place, stops are in place, I know exactly where I'm going to get out, and it's not bad. So let's run this out and I'll come back to you at the end. So these ones might have already have cashed out by the time I've done that, and I may well be working on this. All right, catch you later.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay guys, I'm back. I'm in a kind of an interesting situation because it's non-farm payroll and it'll be coming out in 10 minutes. I'm going to kill off the Forex pairs, these ones here, and I'm just going to accept kind of the losses on them. So if I flick that over, I'm going to take the loss there and I'm going to take the loss there. My quandary is, what do I do with this? Now, my position size isn't that big. Not really. So I can get rid of these. They're done with now. We'd already taken money out of cable, sort of down here. That cashed out. So across the day, I'm actually net positive at this moment in time. Okay. Right, let me just show you. So if I take out, so it's 400 dead, oops, sorry, minus 153, we're at 247. Okay, and we're currently sitting at minus 192. I'm going to take the hit. It's right, okay. We now have nothing running. Okay. Make sure that my tickets are gone. Right, okay. So it's been a rough day in the sense that I've still made money. I just haven't made a lot of money. And the reason I put a lot of charts on today was really because one of the guys was goading me. And I thought I'd prove a point. And I shouldn't have done it, but I did it anyway. And anyway, so what we're going to do is I'm going to trade non-farm. And it'll be on cable. Got my key levels in place. So I know what I'm looking for. I'm not going to preempt it, but I'll be reactive to it. And we'll see if we can sort of redeem ourselves a little bit. So I'll leave the camera running because I'll have to concentrate while I'm doing this. The announcement's coming in 10 minutes. So I'll go quiet, put some music on. You'll see the slam, and then I'll put the trade in, and then I'll come back to you. Okay? And that, guys, was that. Bit of an odd day. But what's the premise of this? Well, it's very, very simple. You have your initial drive. You look to make certain it doesn't break the high, which it hasn't, not really. Look for the return and then capitalize on the volatility. That's how you trade non-farm. It worked out. Now, don't have anything running. Tickets are finished. And we are ending the week pretty much back to where we started. So we've done all right. So if I sort of take that off. So we're doing 44250 minus 153, 289. That's 289, even though I sacrificed some trades. Now, let me show you why I sacrificed them. There is the German trade. It was coming down, it's gone up. It hasn't gone as far up as I thought. So happy days. I was kind of right to pull out, because if that went up there, it would have just wiped everything out that we've done. Now, the other trades we had running was obviously this. Again, it spiked up, so it would have took the profit away. So that wasn't good. And then likewise here, there is a spurt, because obviously it's got the US in it. And I didn't want to watch two of them at once. And I might have made a mistake. So I think I made the sensible choice. And that choice was to stay out of the noise. Take my medicine. I left it to the wire a bit longer than what I normally would. I like to be out a good half an hour to an hour before the news. But I was in a meeting and I kind of let it run. The meeting ran over slightly. But such is life. Made a sensible choice. In other words, I was net positive, so I wasn't losing anything. Just meant I had a few red marks on my P&L. Not really worried about that. And then traded non-farm, the same as you trade me. See me trade it time and time again. And that's it, guys. That's the art of trading. Common sense. Don't try and ride out a bad position. Just kill it, accept it, and move on. It's just a cost of doing business. Protect your investments always. So my investment now is going to be my lunch, because Winky's said that she's going to make it for me because she's lovely like that. Aren't you lovely, Winky? What's that? What do you mean, what's that? It's you. She's away with the fairies today. She really is. She's all excited because we booked a holiday and she's getting her hair done later on, and I'm making a deck, and well, that's good. All they can see is your tits. Well, you're supposed to smile at the camera and let people see your beautiful face, right? So what does she do? She bends over and shows them even more. What a woman! What a woman!
It's more about you than me.
Yeah, got that one right. That's why I like you. Right, we off. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.